Welcome back. So this is the episode number 4. I almost lost count. And
No, it's the fourth episode.
so moving from that, we are gonna be talking about something that's been in our heads for quite a long time, and we've been talking about it actually. It's about
NPCs.
nice NPCs, Bref.
I'm one of them.
Actually, like sometimes it's nice to be an NPC. It's nice to
No,
be an
it's not.
NPC.
It is not nice to be an NPC. You just live like an ordinary human in where the rich just takes advantage of you, man.
Damn. Okay, this guy went full on philosophical right now. Okay,
Nah,
so okay.
it's just true. It's just true.
No. So why we came up to this topic was because we were thinking of how we're living, and like the way we live reflects to how comfortable we are. And because like I've realized this as well back when I was starting clubs and starting off things of my own, and being a part of a lot of organizations and a lot of clubs in general, mainly clubs. It was just that, what, I love being in these clubs. I love like contributing for the efforts that they do, but there comes to a point where I realize that I have to leave this club, I have to leave this environment to focus on like something that I really want to build and something that I really want to make it into a big thing. And I think that's what we're going to be talking about today, much more in depth, is like making that decision to like just go out of your comfort zone and like your bubble that you have.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? So based on the feedback that we've gotten on some of the podcast episodes that we've had, you guys have been telling us that we don't have enough data to back up our statements. And while we agree, it's just that not everything could have data, I guess. Some of them are just opinions. And whether or not you agree with them or you disagree with them or whatever,
That's crazy.
like that is totally up to you. But there are just some topics that we talk about that may have some data to back that up. And on this topic, I don't really have much data to back whatever I like say.
I was
on this.
about to say, like, you were the one who recommended this topic. I was like, what?
No. Here's the thing. Because I know that you have more data to back this up, right? I kind of can foresee this for myself in the future, because now when it comes to this whole NPC thing, right? Especially for me, because I want to do game development, and it's just a very unorthodox role, right? It's completely unorthodox in Sri Lanka, and if I wanted to really kickstart that at this young age, I can't be too comfortable. I can't be comfortable with just having a regular corporate life and then waiting out on that, because something like game development is it's like a ticking time bomb career. You need to get things done like immediately, like right now, quick, fast, boom.
What do you mean by done, like in game dev? What do you mean by that?
Here's the thing, because in the industry in the game dev industry, and I have data to back this up, right? Every single day there's about 100 games that release on Steam, right? And the more games there are, the more competition there will be in the future. So the more you delay your ideas and your talent, the more you're basically saying, okay, I'm not gonna make any money off of this ever. So I have like 5 years of experience with game development, and I haven't released a single thing on Steam yet, right? And that is because, well, first of all, I need the funds for it. Need like about 28,000 to 30,000 just to put it on Steam.
Wait, $28,000?
No, 28,000 rupees.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
about $100. That's about $100 on Steam, right? So you put $100 on Steam, and then you have to have a website to market that, right? Okay, you want to have you don't need to necessarily, but it's better to have one. Then you need to make videos, you need to do some other ads and Twitter ads and things like that just to boost it, because you need to do all the marketing for that, right? How else are you going to do it? So that is what I think that's the biggest problem for me. I need to be an NPC for a while in order to stop being an NPC.
What about like the people that are starting off in like game dev and stuff? I'm pivoting a bit over here.
Yeah.
Let's say they're starting off with game dev, and they want to publish something on Steam and make sure that whatever they're doing is they're serious about this. And let's say they can't actually post on Steam because they aren't ready. What do you say about that?
Okay. Now, to give a bit of clarification, so game development is now there's many of the viewers who don't even know what the hell game development is. There's probably many of them who also don't even know what Steam is or what all of these things that we're talking about, these technical jargon, right? So game development is, well, you make a game in a particular engine or even by scratch, using a programming language, and you put a bunch of art and sounds and music together in order to make a game, right? And then you would sell that on a platform like Steam, or like some people sell it on Google Play Store or the App Store, something like that. But the largest platform for PCs would be on Steam. Sometimes would be on consoles, it would be an Xbox or PlayStation, right? That's kind of how it goes. So you can't really build. You can make a game from scratch for free, and you can do it without any capital, really. But here's the thing: for me, I can't just. I need some I need some time to build it, and in the time I build it, I need to also have some sort of income to keep me afloat.
Okay, so it's
Get my point?
so it's like to build a game, to show that you're serious about the game and stuff, you need to put it on Steam. That's
Yeah.
where the funds come in.
That's where the funds come in.
And then there's also another bit of funds just to
Just to put
survive.
Yeah, because you're just gonna starve like while making your game. Like you can't do that, right? I think that's the problem with a lot of people now. Like this is the thing, right? This comes down to just mindset, I would say, whether or not you accept being an NPC or not. Now here's the thing. Now most of the people what is an NPC? You would say okay, okay, so
Non-playable character.
yeah, no. Here's the thing, right? Now I'm not trying to have like a main character syndrome here. I'm not trying to be main character syndrome. I'm just saying that I think it would be a waste of life if you're not trying to experiment with it. Now, as we talked about this a couple of episodes ago, but we didn't really expand on that. You know what I mean? Because that is a whole separate episode, And I don't even know how I came down to this conclusion because initially when we were talking, I was blank when I was talking about this. Like I was blank thinking, okay, I can't talk about this NPC stuff. But really, there's just so much to talk about when it comes to life in general and how people don't really look in the grand scheme of things,
What do you
Because
mean by that?
when I'm looking at my life, right, and when I'm looking at just to go off topic here from the whole game development thing, because we can't really talk about that too much. It'll be just too technical, right? And not many people would relate to game development.
Okay, bro.
It's just that what I'm trying to say, my message here would be, in order to stop being too NPC like, because that's the main topic of this, we need to really look in the grand scheme of life, right? What is your ideal goal and how do you want to get there? What steps you're going to take, I think most of it just comes down to mindset and how people might not just want to work to get there. Many people in general just want the easy path, right? And they want money. Well, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with earning money. It's just that your life just becomes too diluted.
I think it's like it's.
The mic.
I hope you heard what he said. But yeah, it's like it comes down to how much of time you're willing to allocate for being comfortable, right? So let's say you were to work or be a part of a club or society if you are in a university or something.
Yeah, not a nightclub or something like that.
No.
Not those clubs.
No, not that. But like, if you're a part of that, you're supposed to be with these certain type of people, hang around with them, go out, and like be overall fun, right? And there's this certain level of comfort that you'll have when you're being in there. Let's say like a few months in, like 3-4 months in, and you feel really, really comfortable with it. Any chance that comes at your way, it's no longer a challenge, but it's just like another task that you just have to do within the club, right? I think that's when you start thinking, all right, I don't feel like I'm being challenged enough, and I feel like I should, do something else. I should start another hobby. make myself, more challenging. I make myself challenged even more. Now, I'm not saying that to keep on doing that, because at some point you'll experience what we talked about last time, which was
and stuff like that. Yeah.
burn out, bruv. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But like there is like just something to think about and to experiment on yourself, is just to actually reflect back and think, do I really want to be in this comfort zone for so much of my life? Or do I want to be like challenging myself? Keep on thinking, all right, you know what? I want to make this sort of product. I want to, talk to this type of person.
Here's the thing, right? And I realized this a couple of episodes ago because I was being very negative about Sri Lanka. Yeah.
You always are.
Yeah. I was being way too negative and I
Yes.
was complaining too much. But I want to give a more positive outlook in this episode, right? And in Sri Lanka, dude, like I agree that, I agree that that's hard to climb here, especially in the corporate ladder. Like it's extremely difficult. It takes so much time. It's going to suck the life out of you while you're in your 20s, because building it up there, usually you would get a lot more success here when you're in your 30s, because you've kind of built that up. But it's very hard to immediately get your success in your 20s, right? And I don't want to demotivate people, because I feel like I did in the last 3 episodes. And what I want to say to the 20-year-olds or even the teenagers that watch this is, you need to understand that sometimes the odds are just against you. But in order to go against those odds, you need to just prove people wrong, Not because here's the thing. I feel that in order to improve our country, in order to improve this nation,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
and I don't mean that in a patriotic way. I'm just saying that because where our mindset is we're too prone to finding the fastest way, but not the
right way.
right way, The fastest way as in, okay, how do I just make quick money? How do I make quick money? Boom, I leave the country, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just diluted. The life is just diluted at that point, I think it comes down to just, I don't know. I don't understand how to say it.
Like, no, it's like shooting yourself in the foot, right? It's like, so you were talking about being in your 20s and having these big aspirations in your life, and you're achieving them. First of all, if you do achieve them, great, good stuff on your end. But there's this other thing where you have so much aspirations and so much expectations on your head, where you make $1,000 and you go to this status, you become this manager, you become a senior manager and all that. But then you've got to understand, you've got to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? You've got to enjoy life, and you've got to experience other challenges and not just go through this one set of challenges that you've set yourself. And I think that's what like being a part of an organization or being a part of a club does, is that you not only follow your own path and not only your own hobby, but you also follow whatever they have going on, and you've got to make sure that whatever they have going on aligns with what you want in your life. So for example, I know him, like he wants money.
No.
In general, he wants money, and he wants like to achieve great things. I think like the side note over here, he's thinking of starting.
No, wait. But I want to talk about that.
Okay, fine.
In a bit.
Okay, I won't speak.
But yes, the thing is that it's not that I want to only earn, like I want to get wealthy, but not necessarily like the fastest way possible. Like, hey, if that's what's gonna happen, cool. But I don't want to. That's not necessarily my main goal per se. I want to, if I can make money through video games, as in through making games, that would be the ideal goal, because then I would be very, very.
What about like 3D designing and stuff?
That's fine too. It's just that I would feel more successful if I would rather earn money through like game development.
So more fulfilled.
I would feel way more fulfilled. I would feel, because the money that I would earn on my job, on my day job and things like that,
Okay, I
I
get
would
that.
most likely put that money back into the, well, the business, quote unquote business that I'm working on, right? And I want to like get that kick-started, and I want to build franchises of video games and stuff like that in Sri Lanka. That's my goal in actually. Like if I want to be clear and authentic with the audience, my goal really is to build something here and not really anywhere else. And I don't know
Oh,
if,
to stick to your roots, basically.
yeah, because here's the thing, right? The most common trope that we see, right, is we see that everyone leaves Sri Lanka to have the dream, right? To like be to have the financial dream, right? To live luxurious, yeah. And I don't disagree with them at all. It's their life, right? I just think that there's so many people here in Sri Lanka that needs to be inspired, and they need to understand that, oh wait, you can actually build some really cool shit here, you know? You can it's sure it is against the odds, but if you play your cards right, it can happen.
Like for me, like I think we both can speak on this because we both have been abroad for
Yeah.
a majority of our life. And I've realized this quite, I think, a few years ago, is that a lot of people that go abroad, at least the people that have been around, they go abroad for, well, to build generational wealth and to build their wealth overall.
Yeah.
Because like when they were in Sri Lanka, the odds were so much against them that the only sort of way out of that was to go into another country,
And get a
find a
job
job
there.
there,
Yeah, yeah,
and then build their reputation from there on. And like, sure, I mean it's a bit demoralizing. Thank you. Demoralizing because it's not something that you start off over here in Sri Lanka, which, like you said, Sri Lanka is a very, very good country to be in. I mean, I actually enjoy it.
It's a good country. No, see, like, our topic here was NPCs, right? I don't mean this with hate, but it is just a common trope, right? We go to another country, we work there, maybe 5 years or something, I don't know. And now I don't have that's a problem. I can't really speak on that because I don't have the data to back that up, right? So it's mostly just an opinion. And the thing is, I don't want to waste I really think of it as a waste of youth, you know? Because if you don't experiment with your life right now, then I just think that your life will lack meaning and purpose.
So when you say experiment, you mean social experimented or
No, no. I don't mean social experiment. I mean an experiment with life in general. See, here's the thing. If you try to replicate, I think I talked about this 2 episodes ago. If you try to replicate the steps that your parents did, or your family or whatever, then you're just going to be similar. You're just going to be the same. There's really nothing different about you. You get what I
But
mean?
sometimes being similar is okay, innit?
Look, it's fine to be similar, but I'm just saying my view of life, and this is strictly an opinion, right? This is strictly an opinion. This is no, I don't have any data to back this up, and whether you believe it or whether you kind of agree with me or not, it's up to you. But I personally think that it's a lot better if you treat your life as a form of experiment in order to give your life meaning and purpose, you know?
So basically, try out new things,
That
see if it
is
works or not.
that is not being an NPC because you're not following the norm. You know what I mean? You're not the more look, here's the thing. I agree that we need corporate workers, and I agree we need that's how you run the world, right? I mean, it's just common sense. I agree with all of that. But what I'm just saying is more people should look in the grand scheme of life in order to understand why they were put on this earth, you know. And I don't mean to be so motivational. I don't mean to go all motivational and everything, but that's actually how you stop being an NPC. I'm not even kidding you. You know, that is genuinely how you can stop being an NPC.
I feel like it's okay. This
That
is
is
my
and you don't have to be financially rich. You don't have to I'm just saying your mindset, your outlook on life will reflect on whether you're one of those whether you're like a regular person or whether you're above average, you know?
okay. For me, it's just like what I feel like, right? In order to not be a NPC 101,
Yeah.
first off, be an NPC.
Yeah, you need
All right. First off,
that.
experience what it's like to
Pretty sure
do stuff normally. Like, do stuff.
Most people already have that.
Like they just do stuff, and like how to not be an NPC is by just slowly, modularly adding in stuff into your life where you just experiment, like you said, and like do stuff differently. So let's say, for example, you're an IT student, all right? You're doing what, web dev, and you're going through this different frameworks and stuff.
Yeah.
You can, in that sense, you're an NPC, right? That's normal. No, that's normal. And but I'd say the way you can maybe differentiate yourself from that is make your own assets. If there's a 3D art that you want to include into your website, instead of getting it from, I don't know, some website, try making it. Like what he does. He does. Make 3D art.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Because I think that way you can actually differentiate yourself from other applicants as well.
Yeah, so like you can be different through your work. But what my point was a little bit different. I'm not saying that they have to be different with their work, because not every actually, when you think about it, most people are actually very similar. Most people are pretty similar. Like I could find
Like-
someone else that has the same mindset as me.
Like they say, you are what's the sum of the five people you're hanging around with.
Yeah. Like you can be pretty similar to someone else when it comes to your work. I think what makes you very different is your whole outlook on life. You know,
All right.
you would have a completely different outlook on life compared to I do. And I think that's what makes a lot of people different. I can never almost find someone that had the same outlook on life as me.
That is sad.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to find someone that had the same outlook, and I think that would be the same for everyone else. They would all of them just have completely different I guess aspirations on life, I would say. I meant like the grand goal, you know. I think that would be the most different thing. In other cases like work, you will most likely find people that are very similar to that, you know. I don't think we can differentiate a lot when it comes to that. I just think that being an NPC part is when your outlook on life is too
Linear.
linear, like tunnel vision,
Okay.
you know, because our youth, okay, our youth, and again, no data to back this up. Our youth is we are very focused on like what we want to do currently, right? But we are never focused on, okay, what happens in the future. You know, like we want like the instant gratification. You get what I mean? So we never think, hey, like, what about 5 years into the future? What about 10 years into the future? Okay, what do I need then? You know, what would happen then? You know, you get what I mean? That is the problem with our generation. That is the biggest problem with our generation.
Which is like not thinking about the next few steps that come
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what can make you an NPC, when you don't really think in the grand scheme of things.
Oh,
You
haven't. Okay.
you get what I'm saying, right?
Because like I remember, it like gets me back to this one Simpsons episode where Lisa has this thing called an independent thought. Like the episode goes about, it's a normal school day and stuff.
Yeah.
People taking down notes, going to the cafeteria, having lunch and all that. But Lisa questions, why do we have this same lunch every single day? Why do we get taught the same thing all over again? Why is it taught in this manner? Why isn't there any other thoughts? And then like there's an alarm to the principal's office of like an independent thought had been come up. And I think that's what we've been trying to.
That is exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
You know? Asking questions, dude. That is the most important thing. You
It
know?
sounds cringe, like when they tell you ask questions and stuff, but it actually does differentiate you from
It
a lot.
does. No, no, no. Here's the thing, right? Asking questions is such a good thing. The more questions you ask, I would actually say that you have higher, you have, you would be way more intelligent if you ask more questions. Like asking questions is a form of curiosity, right? And
I think it's a direct form of curiosity, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's a good thing. It's a good thing to ask questions. You know, it's a good thing to be curious, like and to be curious and to question. Even sometimes. Okay, I'm not saying you should question the law. Okay, you don't go too far. You know,
Where are we going with this?
don't go too far with questions. You know, stay within the boundary, and just be free to ask anything you would want to ask. You know, because that's what will really shape you in life, I would say. And that's what will actually separate you from the others. You know, and I'm not trying to say that me and Lakita would be, oh, okay, we're main characters. You know, we're not. All right, we're all regular people here. We're all regular people. I'm just saying that in order to really have more meaning into your life, you would want to be slightly different. And to be slightly different, you would need to ask questions. You know what I mean? You would need to question things. And you would need to learn how to look 5 years, 10 years into the future, see in the grand scheme of things, you know? Like that is how you really be different. That is how you actually know, okay, this like that is actually how you know, oh, I know what I want to do in life.
It's
You know?
like forming another branch in the timeline. Let's say your entire life is just one entire timeline,
Yeah, dude.
and then
Dude, that's
the moment you start asking something, it just branches off.
Yeah, dude, that is exactly how I visualize my life, you know? If we have a line here, okay? And let's say we have all the people on earth on this line, right? Okay.
That's a big line.
Okay. And you would generally more often than not, okay, let's say we have like a I don't know, like an NPC scale or something, right?
That's
And
crazy.
an NPC scale where
That's crazy.
it sounds
insane.
so it
insane.
sounds very demoralizing actually. It sounds very demoralizing, but I'm just saying this, okay? Just hang with me here.
Okay.
We have an NPC scale from like the most bottom is an NPC and the more high you go is less NPC, right? Usually what you will see is like most people it would be like it would just be like this, right? It would just be something like this.
So NPC levels here, time here.
Yeah, no, yeah, time. That'd be time, yeah.
Okay.
And then the lines represent each person.
Cool.
Right. So I would say, like, for me, it would be something like, or at least I would want it.
Okay.
I would want it to be like this, you know.
So
You
like
get what I mean?
with time, you understand.
Yeah, with time, I would understand how to be less NPC. You know, because I would ask more questions. I would have a greater, like, you know what I mean. But most people, they would settle and just be like, okay, whatever. Like,
Even
it'll
like
just be like this.
I think even like when you
You know what I mean?
in the graph that we mentioned right there with time,
Yeah.
so your level of NPC-ness increases or like increases or decreases.
Level of NPC-ness
Decreases, right?
decrease.
It decreases over time because you start asking questions. I feel like that also ties in the way.
Started asking questions and you started asking not like I don't mean to cut you off, but so you started asking questions. You started to look more into life because see, you told me when you started working, you were like, okay, I know how long I want to work, and I know okay after this I'm going to stop. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to
Yeah.
I'm going to like you need to have plans like that, you know. This whole thing of where you have
That's
to
like that also comes with confidence.
yeah, that comes with confidence. And this whole problem where you need to where we're encouraging the youth, okay, you don't have to have things figured out. Like what do you mean? No, you need to have things figured out. You're in your 20s. Like look, we're being so how do I say this word?
Spoon-fed?
Spoon fed. You know? We're being very spoon fed because back in our parents' times, man, They had it way more. They had it rough. Look, their economy was good. Okay, their economy was good, but they had it rough in terms of okay, what the fuck we do, you know? But they thought, okay, like I need this, I need that. Our kids are gonna be doing this. Boom, boom, boom. Right?
Yes.
When you think about it, they actually succeeded in life, really. They actually did. And I would say I'm proud of my parents for that, you know? I'm proud of my parents because they really had they thought, they looked into the future and they were like, okay, you know, like our youth, we need to encourage them to think more. And because we have the luxury of time compared to our parents. You know, we have the luxury of time and we have the luxury of a little bit of generational wealth, you know, depending on where you were born, unless you're in the slums, that'd be horrible. But like, if for more often than not, that's what you would have, right? And that in itself is enough for you to think a bit more, you know.
And I think there's
Don't just cruise through life. Sorry.
goddamn.
Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
I think coming back to like the graph, right, about being less NPC as you go over time, there's also another factor where you become so much of an NPC that your mindset's so enclosed to that comfort zone. But but then there's also another thing where let's go in the part that as you grow older, you become less of an NPC. But that sort of behavior and that sort of mindset comes with one, being able to question what you're doing, and two, just being confident enough to ask that question. Because sometimes even I find myself afraid of like asking a sort of question because of the repercussions that come after that. But then I realize, you know what? There's so less that I can lose as soon as I ask the question, then there's so much I can not lose, if that makes sense. So it's just that, ask the questions either that could just be to yourself, you ask the question you're to yourself,
Yeah.
so you self reflect on that. That'd be great. If
Yeah.
you ask someone like your, elder brother or your parents or something, they might have an outlook on like what, they do, what their plan would look like.
Yeah.
And what you should do is, I've also realized this. I don't think we should be adapting. We should be evolving.
We should be evolving.
We should be
Yeah.
evolving on that.
And I don't mean this for okay, only men should do this and women should do this. No, both genders should strive for the same thing. You know, as in not necessarily. I meant like obviously they both have different. Some of them would have different goals in terms of gender, but I'm just saying that this whole episode would be relatable to both genders because that's what our generation is like, right? Because there are women in the field that want to work and they want to become like leaders and they want to do this and that. But in order to do that, you need to have a better outlook on life. You know what I mean? And you need to kind of sort of have that. You need to sort of think, okay, like I need to be here in life, and I need to think, okay, what am I gonna do when I'm 28? And okay, am I gonna be married? Am I gonna have kids? Okay, things like that. Because you need to have a bit more of a realistic outlook. For me personally, I mean, I would want to settle down in my 30s. You know, I mean, not settle down as in
That
stop
is
working.
old.
Okay, as in not settle down as in stop working. I want to be a bit more involved in family. You know, that is what I want to do. That is that is like a very good goal in life, I would say. And in order to do that, you need to kind of build up in your 20s and you need to kind of have some things figured out like right now.
This is quite funny because like the old you will never like think of any of this.
The old me.
The old you, like 2 years ago, I would never think of any of this.
No, here's the thing. That comes with maturity. You know,
Yeah.
that comes with maturity, and I would love to be like that is the ideal dream. You know, that would be the ideal dream in when you have when you're 30 and then you have a family. You know, we want to take care of them and you have like a career that's going for you. That would be really cool to have. And in order to have that, you need to kind of build up like right now. You know, and the problem with our youth right now is, hey, they don't really care about that. Now, for sure, they're going to. Some people will argue with me and tell me, hey, like I don't want to be married. I don't want to have kids. Sure, okay, yeah, all right, cool. But I can almost assure you that some people they will mature and they will think, okay, I think I want to settle down. I think I want to like have a family. You know, they will have the urge. they will generally have that urge, because I think one of our like one of the TED speakers that came to one of the competitions that we
Oh,
did.
okay, yeah.
He said something very smart, like, not if a generation just stops like having families and stuff, then we're just gonna go extinct, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
that's
that is
that's
such a smart outlook on
that's
life.
actually what's happening in Japan actually.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
where
okay.
like the mortality, like not from,
Mortality rate.
is that what you call
Yeah,
mortality rate?
mortality rate.
Mortality rate is so low
Yeah.
that after like a few generations, there's not going to be much
Oh yeah.
people.
Yeah. Like, I think we need to stop. I mean,
Like
look,
expansion is like something you must have.
yeah. Here's the thing, and I understand that it's because of the economy, and people just don't want to bring kids into this world with like a shit.
With all the problems that they're
Yeah,
already
yeah.
going through.
Yeah,
and
all the
all
problems.
that,
Yeah, look, that's very understandable, and that is also your choice. I agree with that. I'm just saying that because it could also be your own fault because you didn't take the time to build that in your 20s. We are too spoon fed. We are not. We're looking to constantly instantly gratify ourselves. And we need to step away from noise sometimes. And I think that is kind of what changed me a little bit. I need to stop noise. When I stopped, what I mean by noise means like going on social media and constantly just seeing things that will bring up so
Well, what
much
do you
noise
mean?
in
What
you.
do you mean by that?
No, but so like, okay, so we have this problem in our generation, right, where we're living, we're chronically living online, and when that happens, I think that would take the drive out of you. And I think that took the drive out of me for a while. When you live chronically online, you see other people and you just start to accept it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, oh, okay. I think what the point you're making is like when you're going your journey and you've going through like multiple struggles, but then you go on online and then you see other people going through, well, not struggles, they're just like living life to the fullest.
Yeah. And look, like, here's the thing. I know social media will only show you
Just the best parts.
just the best parts, but that will also demotivate you like crazy.
That does, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
like coming back to your point, you must actually just cut out the noise.
I think you
You
need
just
to cut out
need
the
to cut out that unwanted piece of
Yeah.
information and just be focused on yourself. If you want to like be instantly gratified, just talk to a friend.
Yeah.
Hit him up. Hey, what's up? Let's just talk and all that.
Mm-mm.
I think that's more healthier.
that's healthier. Yeah, that's healthier. I would say. I think
Probably more expensive, but
Yeah.
healthier.
because that's what I think, at least, and I don't really think that's really an opinion. That is really an opinion. I don't know why we have to have data to back that part up, because that's actually very relatable. I don't even, if you think that doom scrolling is a good thing, then that's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure out a point
Yeah,
to counteract
yeah,
it.
no,
but yeah.
you can't really agree with that. And the same thing can be said for anything too much. I mean, if too much of anything is obviously bad, but obviously in our generation we are very much chronically online, and that is a big problem. And we need to stop that. I think that's really more of what I have to say. And I think you have more points to talk about NPCs, because that's what you
No,
wanted to talk
I mean, like, I think we talked about literally everything that we were supposed to. We had like a plan of like what we were going to be talking about, and somehow, in some way, we actually did talk about exactly what it was like to be an NPC, what it's like to be not like an NPC, and how to not be an NPC. The whole roadmap, right? I think we laid that out for like a very well.
Yeah.
I hope. I think we're really open to like seeing what you guys think about it. I hope like at least one of you guys got what we were talking about, this whole NPC mindset that we have, and to integrate your life in a way that you differentiate yourself from your past. Let's say like a week ago you were doing the same thing that you were doing this week. It at one point it gets super repetitive, and then you start thinking, oh, this is actually what I want to do. If you actually start thinking about that, questioning it, like we just said, that's good. You're on a path of our self-realization, self-reflection, and yeah.
I think, dude, it's because so many people I'm just gonna talk about in the Sri Lankan context here. We give up on our dreams really quickly, man, and that's mostly
It's
because
easy to do that.
yeah. Now here's the thing, right? Because we are really focused on this whole job thing, and we're so focused on just being too comfortable. There is beauty in chaos. There is beauty in being uncomfortable, because that would make you strive for more. When you're too comfortable, when you're in that comfort zone, you will not. You will not try to do things. I think that's an issue. That is something you need to get out of.
Keep challenging yourself. That's what I think that we have to just our main takeaway.
Yeah.
Keep challenging yourself and just question things. Sometimes it gets annoying, but like just questioning your things.
I don't know this, but I think that there are people here in Sri Lanka, extremely talented people, man, and they can do some incredible stuff. They can like some people are really good singers, good musicians, and it feels like they've given up on that dream to just work a regular corporate job. It like it would take the life out of them, I would say.
Sensational.
That takes the life out of them, because you didn't do what you were talented at.
Hey, always talk to a friend.
That would suck the life.
You got so emotional. Like,
No, dude. For me, I would be so depressed if I never got to make it like in video games. If I never got to get into the games industry, like by myself with my own games out there.
excuse me.
And if I couldn't make any money out of them, I would be very depressed in life. I just feel so incomplete. I worked this hard to just not even get somewhere there. You know what I mean? I just don't. I think people can relate with me.
That sounds fair. That's fair. That's probably fair.
That would make me very depressed, I would say, regardless of whether I had a family or not. That would make me very, very depressed, because for me, that kind of gives me a lot of
Fulfillment.
that gives me so much fulfillment, right?
Cool.
And
Yeah.
that is I think, in order to get to that state, you need to really just
Go at it, man. Go at it.
just do.
Just do.
Just
Just
do.
do. Just do.
Just do.
I have nothing to say, but like, if you do have something to say, please let us know.
No, wait.
And
wait.
oh, we were about to do this thing where we choose the next topic, right? For the next.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Before that, I want to leave them with something, and I also want to say something a bit more controversial.
Oh boy.
Because I realized that we are not spicing the podcast up. Now, based on the feedback that we've been getting, I have come to the conclusion that people don't like me because I'm complaining too much. Right? I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just trying to be more realistic about Sri Lanka's.
You're ranting, bruv.
Dude, no, I'm just trying to be more.
Find peace.
Dude, I'm just trying to be more realistic about Sri Lanka's situation.
I'm being more realistic about ranting, dude. You gotta rant more.
Dude, I gotta be, because otherwise people wouldn't relate to us, man. People would not relate to us.
I get it.
You
Yeah.
know?
No, I think there's definitely a lot of people that will relate.
Yeah, they should.
But I think like, it's just that sort of segment of the podcast is so like, even right now, I guess it's like what 30 48 minutes right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think people have retained that much into the conversation.
They won't be.
Do let us know. Like we're constantly thinking of ways to like improve it.
Yeah.
And
we want some different spicy topics to talk about, because I have a lot of things to talk about. I have an insane amount of things. I want to talk about Sri Lankan like culture, maybe sometimes I want to talk about the food here. Okay, because honestly the food here is just great, right? I want to talk about migrating. Or not migration. Maybe sometimes about.
have you tried dolphin kutta before?
I actually have. But I don't even know if that was. The first time I heard about dolphin kuttu, I thought it was
Actual dolphins. I
Like,
thought
what the fuck?
no. It's actually the way they cut the roti.
Yeah?
It's more thicker and like
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I tried to order one today, but they
Wait, where was it?
Keels.
Keels.
They rejected it.
Dolphin kuttu, man. Actually, if someone from abroad hears that, like, what the
No, there's a lot of people.
is dolphin gote?
You even go on YouTube right now and search dolphin gote, and they're like
That
people.
is crazy.
This is the same thing that everyone talks about.
Next thing you know is shark gote. Like, I don't know.
I would actually eat that. The amount of protein on shark.
Yeah, much of
That's
yeah,
insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about like the next topics that we're thinking?
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, like you talked about something maybe like relationships, or I don't think I'm really qualified to talk about that really.
Cut that out, right?
Cut
Cut
that.
that out. Right? Cut that out.
No, nothing about that.
That's insane. You guys wouldn't know what exactly what he said right now, but like, GG's.
No, because no, we look. No, here's the thing. I can talk about it. No, I can talk about it, man, but I can't really talk about it because, like, you know what I mean, for personal reasons.
Okay. Okay.
Like you would have enough credibility to be like, oh, I know how to lead a successful relationship.
Work relationship, sure. I like no. Actually, the one thing I was talking about is like, because what we want to do is we'll be spinning a wheel. I think next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
On like certain topics to talk about, and we want to make sure those topics are from you guys.
Yeah.
So keep it on the comments or in the shorts that we produce in any of our platforms.
Yeah.
Do let us know on like certain topics to pick to talk about, and we just pick one random and just talk about it. And yeah, sounds good. We ending it,
Yeah, I think we can.
bro. That's cringe.
But we need to come up. You said we needed a conclusion.
Oh no, we gave like hopefully we've given you guys some sort of thing to think about.
Inspiration, you know, this was like a motivational episode.
Motivational episode.
Motivational episode. But I want to leave one note.
All right.
I think all of you guys that are watching this, just do, man. Oh wait, I didn't talk about polyonics. Oh shit, that's the thing I wanted to talk about.
Anyway, we're done. Bye bye.
Wait. Oh, hold up. Okay, so one more thing. I am actually starting a company. I'm starting a startup. Yeah.
Deadass.
Deadass. I'm starting a company called polyonics.com. It's like a web. So I'm buying the domain today, and
You better buy the domain today, or else once this goes out and it's at polyonics.com, someone else might buy it.
Yeah. So I'm buying the domain today, and we're going to launch it as a probably it's not very different from any quote unquote SaaS company, which is software as a service. Yeah, it's not very different from that, but it's more leaning towards game development, and I really think that there's so many people in
So game SaaS.
yeah, GDA ass.
Yes.
No, so here's the thing, right? Because there's so many companies in Sri Lanka that there are some game development ones, and I would say I think I might be able to be more successful than them in terms of game development because I bring a lot to the table. And
So gamified SaaS.
yeah, and we work on stuff like we occasionally will work on web services. You know, that's not what we'll be exactly known for, but we will be known for basically aesthetically amplifying any digital application. Yeah.
Big words.
Yeah, that is pretty much polyonics. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, I've always wanted to do this, and I've always wanted to do that since I was 16. I always wanted to have a studio of my own, and I can't believe that dream's coming true. You know, that's
Well, not yet. You didn't buy the domain.
yeah, but it's gonna come true soon, and I'm
In a few hours.
in a few hours.
In a few hours.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
let's go.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right. Again, leave a comment, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
peace. Bye. You know I never put those parts, right?
I know.
Oh wait, thumbnail.